Hello. Oh, yeah. It's still Lumosity. Don't worry. I still promote focusing in themselves. And welcome back to Lumosity. And now for the real focus. The Symphony in the Sea, H659, composed by Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach, not Johann Sebastian Bach. Carl Philipp Emanuel, also known as CPE, because that's his initials, Spock. Not PDQ Bach, not CPU Bach. Those were made. The PDQ is not. That's a music professor in the 20th century. CPU is an excellent Sid Meier's, rarely known for the SDO? Not the SDO. HDO? I forget what it was. But something that where it played fake Bach music. Well, really, it was real music. But it was created by a machine in the Baroque style. Of course, it doesn't really sound like Bach, because Bach can sound like other Baroque, exactly, but it sounds like a third-tier Baroque composer, kind of. Anyway, here we have performed by the European Archive, the Symphony in C, written by Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach in 1773, which does make sense, right? I'm going to find out. Oh. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh. Wait, what? Dictionary fail. Oh, my. Maybe. Yeah. Furl. J.C. Bach? Huh. Johann Christian C.F.? Well, where? I'm sorry. Where is Carl Philipp Emanuel? You forgot Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach! He's well known! He's much better known than W.F. Bach. Oh, man. Oh, actually, WF is known for some things. JC, come on, that's a rapper, I think. JCF? I've never even heard of JCF. Yeah, see, he is a son of Bach. Oh, and he did actually live, he did live at the time, of course. Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach was a German classical period musician and composer, the fifth child and second surviving son of Johann Sebastian Bach and Maria Barbara Bach. His second name was given in honor of his godfather, George Philipp Telemann, a friend of Emanuel's father. Telemann and Bach were friends? Well, I actually never knew that. That's pretty sweet. How sweet. Emanuel Bach was an influential composer, working at a time of transition between his father's Baroque style and the classical and romantic styles that followed it. His personal approach, an expressive and often turbulent one known as empfindsamer style, or sensitive style, applied the principles of rhetoric and drama to musical structures. Bach's dynamism stands in deliberate contrast to the more mannered Rococo style, also then in vogue. I don't know what Rococo is, but I do know Rococo is a delicious pepper that's really hot, and is of its species all its own. The other's extinct. Sad. Elaborately ornamented late Baroque style decoration, prevalent asymmetrical patterns involving motifs and scrollwork. Oh my. Extravagantly or excessively ornate. Highly ornamented and florid. So more sensitive than, like, that. I see. More empfindsamer still than Rococo, right? And, also of note, I do believe Carl Philipp Emanuel was in the court, was a court composer for, Frederick the Great, or Frederick the Second. That is just incredible, isn't it? I slept for around 8 hours last night. I enjoyed each one. After 6 a.m. Because after 6, I began remembering my dreams. I woke up, and then, and at the sign of a terrible roaring. But I went back to sleep, but only barely. And I dreamed, and every few hours I'd wake up and I'd dream, because of something. I forget what it was. Probably the dream came to an end, in a horrible end. Everyone died, including you. It was sad, and I'd woke up and say, "Oh, it was just a dream. Everyone dying. Oh, it sucked, but it's real. But in a dream environment, just like a video game. Awesome!" Yeah, sort of. I can't believe I'm trying this. But I am. You're trying it. Believe it. That's reality. It could be a dream. So realistic were my dreams. I had this one dream where I dreamed, nightmare rather, where I dreamed I'd overslept. I woke up and the time was 2:30. I looked at the clock. Ah! I was like, ah! Not that I have anything with B, of course. No, empty schedule. But I was like, ah! I could have been doing stuff. No! And now look at me. It's fast approaching such a time. Doing stuff? No. Well, I mean, it depends on what you call stuff, I suppose. If you have a very inclusive definition of stuff, then yes, I suppose I could still be doing stuff. Oh, I forget. Was it like this? It was, wasn't it? It was. Oh yeah. Win. Did you hear that screenshot? Have I ever showed you how I like to cheat at this? Have I showed you? Did I just say showed you? Okay, I don't think I needed screenshots. But just in case I did, I'm taking them. Right now we're dealing with such easy patterns to remember. I don't need screenshots. Oh, I would have almost clicked in place. No, man. Oh, man, see, this is just too easy. Too easy. No, it's never too easy. But this is just easy enough. Just the right level of easy. To give us epic, without needing screenshot victory. Personal best. Without even a top 5 score point giving. What a fail. Whoops. Lost in migration. I'll still name this episode First Try. Well, no, no need to call it First Try, like implying that I tried multiple times. Normally, no, even though we all know I do. I would call it simply rotation matrix perfection. And people can be like, OMG, he does that perfectly? Wow, dude. Yes. It's weird. Pet Detective is my most watched video ever at the moment. And I'm guessing that's because it's got a very simple, straightforward name. Lumosity. Pet Detective. 27 is the number. I don't know what the number may have to it too, because I've got some other game episodes that are named after the games as well. But, I guess someone really liked that one a lot. I did make a crazy joke about hybrids, I think. Oh, man. I guess someone must have gotten a kick out of that and shared it a few times or something. Oh, my. We're going overdrive on the memory games today, aren't we? On the matrices. Whoa, dude. Okay. This I can do. I guess the classical style does enhance memory. No, who am I kidding? No, and I'm not even trying to kid myself. I know exactly what it is. Those were easy patterns before. It's just, that's all there was to it. Just sometimes the patterns are easy, and sometimes there are no patterns. Ah, God. Yes, let's bring it up. I don't know if I've ever heard of Rococo, late Baroque style. I'll have to look for that. I don't even know who or what that'd be. I mean, I like Cartho Emanuel, but he's not. To be honest, I never list him in my top 10 composers. Possibly because I forget about him, or more likely because he's just that overshadowed by his father. Oh, what a poor kid. Overshadowed by his father, you know? Even in the court of Philip the Great. No, Frederick the Great. Sorry, if you're offended, Ghost of Frederick, I'm so sorry. I totally just slipped my mind. It's, Freudian slip, not Freudian slip, but, the other slip, just like basic slip, where you mean to say something but you don't. That's kind of slip. No, I didn't mean, I'm sorry, my bad. I mean, definitely my bad, obviously not someone else's bad. Bad, sorry. Whoops. Oh, I would have clicked there anyway. Whoops. What, is that it? Is that the entire it said there was 3 movements. Most symphonies have 4. What happened? Oh, come on. What? That was a square? Huh. And now I shut up. Now that the music's over. Now that I'm not talking over anything. Yeah. Perfect time. When? Well, I just can't find a good time to go over there, because this game, it goes into the next level automatically. And I want to click everything. Not because I'm afraid I might forget if I don't, but because... Because I want to know right now if I got it right. And then, there's probably nothing else I need to do here. Never mind. Never would have guessed that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, even in the court of Frederick the Great. See, he invited Bach to come for some real music. And, which was in the form of the musical offering. The king... I'll tell you about this story, musical offering. So King Frederick was a composer as well, in fact. He is known to have... What? How was that even... Oh, I missed that big thing there. Fail. Yes, he composed some things of himself, Frederick II. As with most kings, it's unclear whether he actually did it, or whether he's just, I'm looking at you, Henry VIII, or whether he just claimed that he'd written it and didn't. But who's gonna question him, right? He's the king. You wanna say you wrote that thing the king wrote? Yeah, no, you're dead. Fatality. Yeah, you know what? Dead heads, or, decapitated heads can't say they wrote pieces, right? Decapitated bodies can't write that they wrote a piece. Dead men don't tell secrets, right? And King didn't actually write that piece I wrote. Yeah, good luck telling anyone. But in modern day, we know that Henry VIII did not actually write Greensleeves. It was a folk melody, more than likely. A nice try, sir. Not. No one was even fooled in the day. Not that anyone would say, but from what I've read, no one was even fooled then. It had been around for too many hundreds of years before for people to be fooled that King Henry had actually composed it himself. Such a King Henry thing to do, though, wasn't it? We can all laugh now. Now that no one's head rolls as a result of saying of doubting the kings. Because there are no kings. Well, I mean, there are kings, but they don't do a whole lot. No, actually, they are kings, but... And I guess, depending on where they are, they might do stuff. But there aren't many in Europe anymore. Oh man, I'm doing badly today. I totally didn't realize I am actually doing pretty bad. Oh, fail. Oh well. Nope, it takes too long. Too long to not what to do. Train of no. Yes. Oh, I know what we need. Sound effects. Of course. Oh, I knew there was something missing. What else was I going to tell you about? Tis a mystery. Oh yes, the musical offering. Right, so Frederick the Great invited Bach, the father Bach, Johann Sebastian, to come to his court to witness one of the great King Frederick of the Great of Prussia, the Second. He had a lot of names. They all did back then. So I don't know what they were, so I'm just repeating them, to sort of mimic the length of how he would be invited, but not the actual content of the invitation. I'm doing the best I can, alright? Don't judge! So he was there, and, well, that wasn't exactly all that the invitation was for. Because sorry, I didn't even tell you what it was for. He was invited to witness one of the great King Fredericks, the Second's, one of his many instruments. They're experimental. You see, if memory serves, if what I read was correct, and if I read it correctly, then what I should be able to tell accurately from what I read is that King Frederick owned one of the very first forte pianos. No, I'm not fancily saying the piano's real name as piano forte. Sometimes it is called a forte piano, but it's usually by someone who's saying it wrong, or they just don't care, or it's very obvious it's not an actual forte piano. Because a real forte piano is not a piano. It's merely a contraction of the full name of the forte piano, which is a harpsichord that can do loud and soft. And as being made to sound like a harpsichord, it is not a piano. It has a very short sustain, like a harpsichord. You can make it loud and soft, but otherwise it's a harpsichord. Also, it doesn't pluck the strings, it hammers them like a piano, which is pretty much where the concept of a pianoforte comes from. But even when the pianoforte is made, it didn't initially have pedals that, made it do stuff. This episode's over. Oh dear. I'll turn tomorrow after awakening. Yep, 1:04. That was when I woke up. Committed. Okay, but he got there, and it turns out he was shown it, but he was expected to also play it without any practice. And Johann Sebastian Bach, being an excellent impromptu artist, was able to make a piece based. It couldn't be his own. Even he couldn't come with it prepared. It had to be impromptu because he was given a theme by the king himself, Frederick II, who had prepared it already. A theme which is thought to be based on a theme for that Handel made for one of Handel's fugues for three voices and not three voices, three like obviously it was not people singing. Well, I mean, I guess they could be singing, but it was just three voices, as in three completely distinct contrapuntal melodies to create harmony. But they don't. But yeah, it's complicated. It's a fugue, and Frederick wanted to hear Bach make a fugue for three voices, based on his theme, which was a much more complex and very extended version of Handel's theme. And Bach was able to do this. Frederick, being very pleased, said, "Ah, well, that was very impressive. Oh, I'm very pleased. I'm not going to pay you for any of this." But you don't need to do that. I mean, your son's already in my court. Isn't that good enough for you? You greedy bastard is really poor. Go and write me. Don't make me a six-voice fugue for my theme. No, all the men in the court. Well, women too, I guess, if there were any. I think there probably were. I mean, just wives and stuff. Everyone in the court was like, "Oh my gosh, he didn't, no." What? He won't say. Get out of my court now, no cockney up in here. Oh, you did cockney too, just knows bad. Ah, it's our voice sector, he sucks. Oh, I know, right? Anyway, everyone's in our court, it's all like, oh, I can't believe it. You're Frederick, you're totally being a douche. You're just humiliating musicians and philosophers alike. A fugue for six voices. Now, come on now, that's impossible. Buck said, yeah, about that fugue for six voices. Give me a few months, I'll come back when I'm done writing that. And the king, being persuaded by his court to allow it, was like, yeah, whatevs. And he let him go. Bob came back 2 months later with a full fugue for six voices, all written out. And it was known as the musical offering. Well, that was the second of the Reiserkars, which Bach called a Prussian fugue, because Frederick was the king of Prussia at the time. And, well, ever. He was the king of Prussia. That's what he was known for being great as, being the king of Prussia. The great second Frederick named king of Prussia. Just, yes! And Bach came in, but he didn't just come with that. No, 2 months. He came with the Reiserkar, A6, six voices, based on the king's theme. And he also had 10 cannons, which is it's contrapuntal, but it's where you have a theme and then another theme. Well, okay, you have a theme and then the same theme is played, but it's played after the first, and then you have another one coming in, and you could have more, but depending on how many they come in. As far as I know, Bach wrote a maximum of an 8-voice canon once. Which, to my inept ears, just sounds like bees buzzing. But anyway, it's quite famous, the musical offering, and it has been called. Oh, and then he made a trio sonata after that. He made a trio sonata, for a 4-movement trio sonata based on the King's theme as well, for recorder and flute and stuff. I forget what it was for, like strings. Just a standard trio sonata. And I think with Besso Continuo as well, so that was nice. Don't remember if it's Besso Continuo, no reason to say that, just a trio sonata. That there, you know what it was. And yeah, musical offering. It's been called by some, particularly the A6, which is the highlight of the entire work, it was what was required by the king. The most significant piece of keyboard music ever written. It's been called that. Yeah. I doubt we got a good recording of it here, but if I do, I'll give it to you next time if I can remember. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode. Now, goodbye.